Disaster on disaster is proclaimed, for the whole land is devastated. Suddenly, my tents are devastated, my curtains in an instant. Our journey began with a car ride through the congested streets of Port-au-Prince, the nation's capital. According to the Borgen Project, roughly 60% of the population in Haiti lives on less than $1 a day, and 20% of Haitians have access to proper water sanitation, leaving many hungry and parched. However, the real root of the problem lies beyond the earthquake. No, this isn't a part of the problem, but more so, a potential solution. Approximately half the children in Haiti are not able to go to school. As a result, half of the Haitians are illiterate and uneducated. And what does a lack of education lead to? Poverty.
There are a lot of things here that I've witnessed that aren't for everybody to see. Things that will emotionally break you down. I've seen people who are starving, people with bone impairments, and it was just it was just awful. When I first got here, I was like, all right, Haiti is a very nice place. It has nice green fields and everything. But when we got into the city, I just realized how bad it was. People living in cardboard boxes and tents, and it was just awful. I was like, well, at least they have nice weather and stuff to help with their crops and stuff. And the very next night, there was a huge storm. And all that night, I was wondering, how do these people survive here? I mean, it was a really bad, it was like there was a hurricane outside. It was just pouring rain, thunder, it was awful. The next day, when we went out, I looked around and I said, these people look okay, but they do need some help. They were bathing in dirty water, drinking dirty water, and we started talking about paying for a water filter system that could help these people, building wells and creating fresh water for the kids to drink. And I want people to sponsor these kids.
Sponsoring Haitian students is our #1 priority, and we prepare to do so through the Mission of Hope, an organization that undertakes healthcare, housing, church advancement, water, and education projects throughout the nation. We found ourselves exploring all facets of the mission, quenching our thirst for knowledge and cultural insight. Our adventure was guided by our friend Doug Barker and a native named Frankie.
This is Frankie.
Frankie.
Okay?
Frankie.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, Gregory.
Frankie. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Jared Smith.
Frankie.
Chad Murdoch.
Jovila, nice to meet you.
Devin Smith.
Frankie, nice to meet you.
Charles Martin.
Yeah.
Marshall. Nice to meet you, Frankie. My friend is the coach of that team.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It's in Philadelphia.
That's how you get a picture for him?
Yeah,
Take a
there you
picture
are.
and send it to him.
Yeah, I already did.
That's awesome.
His name is Bruiser Flynn. He was my
I
coach.
wonder if he knows his shirt's in Haiti.
Looking good on it.
When you see a grown man with a smile that wide,
All right.
you don't usually expect what we saw next. We were blindsided.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Madame Lavimous, for connaissance. The guys to welcome in Frankie's house today.
Thank you. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonsoir. Bonjour. Bonjour. Merci.
Hey, Mr. Dog, kick your man electricity. Ici le plein. Bon, comment nous est là? On va frapper là? Tu t'es où? Tu t'es où? Tu t'es
This is where he loves his wife, where he raises a child. He even has a dog. Why? Why is he so happy? God.
I said, my wife, I know God. I know what I'm saving. I know my God. But the only thing I need to do, be faith, be patient. I know one day God's gonna provide. You're gonna have a new house. You're gonna have a good house, good one. She said, I believe that. I said, yeah. I believe in my God because I know who He is. Yeah, this is my little George King, 5 years old. You know him? Yeah. Yeah, that's why. In last October, I had a vision trip with dogs with some friends. But I've spoken with him about the story to explain what's going on in my family, the situation I'm living. But they didn't tell me nothing. A couple of weeks ago, I just got the news. I said, they want to be in my house. They want to be in my house. Yeah. Josh, his name is Joshki.
Joski?
Joshki.
Joski.
Yeah, Joshki. Yeah. This is my wife. This is my first daughter.
Oh my God.
Mary Jane. She's the Mary Jane.
Ça va? Ça va?
Why are these people so happy? They live in such horrific conditions to the point that the orphans are the lucky ones. They don't even know when their next meal's gonna be. They don't know if they can drink that water. All they have is the dry land they try to exist on, their hopes, their dreams, and their God.
Everybody here in this country has a vision of what they want to do and where they want to be later down in the road. So like 5 years from now, it might be one of the little kids want to be able to graduate, or for the little kids, but then it feels like more of a teenager, you know, they want to go off to college and then come back and help with the major problems here back in their home country, whether that be providing water or better water, or becoming a village champion, or anything like that.
Right. You'd be so lost.
You want some sugar cane?
Mangoes, coconuts. Look at those coconuts. And mangoes.
Oh my gosh, man.
Look at the bananas.
It's so fresh here,
Exactly.
though. It's
No chemicals.
so fresh.
Imagine how sweet it is. Look at that. Look at that. The lady's carrying the bananas. So can you imagine if a protest broke out here? All right.
It was alright. So say like market day. Their market day was like our New Year's Day,
Like a parade.
Parade, Times Square, something like that.
Yeah,
But like 30 times bigger. Like we couldn't even get through with our car.
and like 30 times less happy.
Yeah.
It's not a celebration. It's like these people are
It was a
just
hustle.
trying to buy food and like
Yeah.
stuff so they can survive to the next week. Like, it was a hustle. It's a hustle. Yeah,
It's a real hustle. Every day was a struggle, a hustle. What is her name?
Pushina
yeah.
and Kimberly.
Pushina, Kimberly, and wasn't one like Sierra? The other one was Sierra.
Look.
Pushina,
I
Sierra,
sing one song for me then.
and Kimberly.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
3 of the most persistent vendors I have ever come across.
Pushina, 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 Pushina.
We spent a good amount of time with these 3 girls, and despite their economic status, they found a way to be the 3 most joyful girls in this world. I mean, these are arts and crafts that they're just selling on the street. I mean, they have tons of artwork.
Like
and
she made the necklaces we got in like one day.
they're making them in one day. I mean, these kids need money. These kids need money. These kids need to survive. And I mean,
And Mr. Cheap Cheap told me that.
Mr. Cheap Cheap told them that.
Should we talk about Mr. Cheap Cheap?
Yeah,
Mr.
I mean,
Cheap Cheap.
well, it's also important that we speak that Kimberly and not Sierra, but Pushina, their mother died in the earthquake. She was crushed by a boulder, I believe, or she was crushed under a wall. Yeah, she was in the town and she was crushed by a wall. So she lives with her grandmother, and all they do is sell art. All they do, and I was forced into buying a machete from Kimberly.
What were you forced into buying?
So, Mr. Cheap Sheep. I don't know.
The thing that I need to go home and think about and take action is a fundraiser to raise money for a water filtration system, so they could finally have clean water, so they don't have to walk to a well every single day just to get clean water, so they don't have to get up at 6 a.m. or 4 a.m. when we're still asleep, and they're walking with the women and children trying to get stuff for the family to cook and drink and bathe and all that. I did like that the Haitians had a sense of community. They weren't really worried about people stealing their things. They were all very welcoming and supportive and just happy. While we were here, we were playing soccer with the Haitian children, and that's just something that you don't do in Philly or any other place in the States. I saw a lot of broken down roads and buildings, and there are still people living in tents even 5 years after the earthquake happened. It was very depressing.
That word, depressing, relevant to almost everything we've seen on this trip. But there is hope, a solution, an answer. So I mean, yeah, the people there, the people there, especially around Mission of Hope. In the villages, there was in Haiti they have a past of strong senses of voodoo, and one thing the Mission of Hope is working with the village champions is doing. They're spreading Christianity throughout Haiti, and it was amazing how thankful the people in some of these villages are that the voodoo presence is disappearing. The presence of voodoo isn't nowhere near as strong as it was once before, and these people love God. They love Christ. They love going to church and worshiping God. I mean, when we went to church, that was
They
crazy.
even let the animals come in and to per se worship.
I mean, yeah, church there is completely different, and it's in a way, it's like you're there and you're like, this is how it should be. We should pay attention to God more than we pay attention to what I'm wearing to church, what animals are in church, who is in church. It doesn't matter. With strong faith, compassion, and patience, we can help these communities. We can help these kids and change their situations. No one man has the power to do it all by himself. We have to do this together, and we have to love doing it together.
We need to take action and give money to Mission of Hope because they're doing wonderful things for the kids. They have an orphanage, they have a health clinic, they have the schools, which is not free for anybody here. They're really taking a step to building the next generation up so they could be better than this one. Yeah.
What was interesting to me was that when we were down near at the center down there, when you buy Toms, they have the 1-for-1 thing where you buy a pair of Toms and they make another one. And I've always wondered, like, if that, I mean, I knew it was real, but I always wondered if it was in fruition. And so when we came down here, I've seen boxes and boxes of unpackaged Toms for the people down here, and along with many other things, and I just thought that was incredible.
I was trying to sing the words.
Despite all the devastation we encountered during this trip, I'm happy to say I've had the opportunity to learn about another culture with 4 young men and 2 not so young men, whom I can call family.
How many we got? 5 guys, 2. How many bananas you want?
I'll take one.
One each?
One each.
One each.
One each? You did more than that yesterday.
I only have one.
Oh yeah, one.
I only had two.
You only had
I had three. I think I've had enough potassium. You know.
I mean, you
had
have 2 a day.
How many eggs do you want?
None.
None. You want one?
Yeah.
One.
I want one.
You're gonna eat two.
We have 3 minutes to kill out.
You say
I know.
so.
No, I'm saying I know you're gonna eat two.
If you give me one, I'm only gonna eat one. I'm gonna give you 2.
Oh!
She tried to be fancy. She tried to be fancy on it. Yeah, 1 foot.
Papo camera não, mas papo camera.
She's so bossy.
Wait, what's the one bit back? Palagi mali.
Not again. Part 2. Yeah, I have to start in the middle.
Oh, there it is.
As the end of our trip approached, we spent our days laughing and having fun, but we still had one more person to meet.
How old are you? 15. Okay. And what grade? 10? 10? No. What do you like to study?
After when he finishes.
What are his favorite subjects now?
Oh yeah, I know.
Great. You can help them.
Yeah, you can. This one.
They're not very good.
I ate my midterm.
This is one of many students we've decided to sponsor. So far, we've received a tremendous amount of support for these children, and I believe it is God's work that we continue to do so. Thank you.